Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Raw. Not the Raw. It's the Dynamite Recap because it's Wednesday night. Dumb me. Sorry about that. Great show. Not just because Punk's back, but because literally great show. They started off hot. They didn't skip a beat. For 1 second, there was no missed stop. This is the best Dynamite from beginning to end we've had in a long time, and it's no surprise that man CM Punk is back for the show for it to get there. So we're just gonna jump right into it. CM Punk comes out, starts the show off because that's what it needs to be. Before he even goes into the whole interim titles, the Jon Moxley stuff, he says, I'm gonna go ahead and offer somebody a rematch. And he challenges Hangman Page right here, right now, to come get his rematch. He don't answer. Hangman Page is nowhere to be found. He says, yo, that's not cowboy shit. That's coward shit. I was scared to even leave the room for a second. Same here. I did towards the end, but we'll get to that part. But the whole promo, the first hour of this was just I was stuck. I was like, okay. I couldn't stop watching. So there's burn number one. Hit Hangman Page with it. Hangman Page doesn't show up. So then he reverts his attention to Jon Moxley. And I'm just going to go ahead and give you just all the little burners he gave him. He goes, you're scared to face your best friend, and he's only the third best Eddie I've ever faced. I'm not sure who the second one he was talking about. I know Eddie Guerrero, obviously. Second one, I'm not sure. If you know, David, I know you're a historian with some of this stuff. Maybe you can help me out there. Pox and Mox throwing haymakers. I'm going to let you know. Punk was throwing haymakers. Mox was just throwing kind of like some kitty jabs. There wasn't really no fire behind him. As my man said, Mox shouldn't even came out because Punk was full form tonight. So then we go on to the next part. Eddie Kingston's the third best Eddie he's ever faced, and he's afraid to face him. He's the third best person in his group, and that seems to be a reoccurring theme in his career. Oh, Shield, yep, he went there, and I'm assuming he named Claudio and Daniel Bryan Danielson are better than him. Facts. And then what he hit him with, he said, and then Eddie Kingston, he's the second best Kingston he's ever hit. Oh, Kofi, he's hitting all these jabs on him. And then he goes, when it comes to All Out, you're not even going to be the first John I beat in Chicago for the world title. Punk, full form. Missed you, man. Glad you're back. Good shit to start the show off. Then Jon Moxley comes out, and he's doing the crowd thing. And then Punk's like, I got time. I still got plenty of time to do stuff because it's going to take him a minute. So he gets in the ring, and he starts doing some snow angels in the ring as Moxley's taking his time coming to the ring. Funny, good stuff. If you're here from Twitterverse, you saw the link, you know what it is. You saw the picture. It was great. I loved it. Mox finally gets to the ring. He tries to throw some jabs in. I think the best one he got was, he said, the microphone and that belt on you, it don't mean shit. And he wants to fight him. That's literally all Mox had in this back and forth. And then CM Punk said, I'd fight you right now, but I'm afraid if I touch you, you're just going to bleed all over me. Yep, that's what y'all been saying. So for anybody who's mad about CM Punk, talk shit about CM Punk, he's literally saying the same thing y'all say on Twitter all day long. So right now, he should be a hero. Straight up. He is literally saying the same shit y'all say all day, except for he's doing it on TV. Yeah, we'll get to that. So, as from what I see here, then they get into a brawl. The brawl happens when Mox has his hand behind his back. Punk pushes him. Mox comes in. He gives him a little smooch right on the cheek right there. If you saw anything about the whole Mox and Effie match, you know what that was about. I loved it. Thought it was hilarious. And then the brawl happens. Security breaks them up. Fire. Just that's how you start a show off. The excitement level through the roofs, the energy through the roofs. Now I'm completely invested. Great way to open the show. And guess what they're doing? They're actually building up a match for All Out, a big time match. It's I don't want to say since Punk has arrived, he has literally been involved in all of the best things except for MJF and Wardlow, which he kind of still had a hand in that. I don't think that should come as no surprise, but you got to let this man start helping other people figure storylines out, figure segments out, something, because everything he's done has been just great. It's been good to great. Get him involved with more people, get him involved with more stuff so the show can be as good as what we opened up with. It was fantastic. The crowd was fire, fire. So after that, they go into a Hobbs interview, and he just lets it be known. He goes, I don't need friends anymore. And I did what I did because Ricky Starks flat out said that he was okay with losing. I'm not okay with losing. And then QT Marshall in the factory, I got something for them too. Little long, not too long though. Glad to see Hobbs get an opportunity. I'm not going to shit on it because that's what I've been waiting for. So I'm looking forward to this. A Ricky Starks, Will Hobbs match it all out. Sign me up. Please sign me up. I think that would be both of their first singles matches on a pay-per-view. Make it happen, Captain. Make it happen. After that, we jump into the Daniel Garcia versus Bryan Danielson 2 out of 3 falls. The Dragon versus the Dragon Slayer. Match didn't go too long. I thought they were going to drag this one out since it is 2 out of 3 falls. It didn't go too long at all. Daniel Garcia picks up the first win. He hit a nasty pile driver that made me fold up, cringe, and turn my head. I was so scared for Bryan. For Bryan when they hit the pile driver on him, and then he turned it into a dragon sleeper, and Bryan passed out. Garcia gets the first fall. Then he says, "Hey, start counting." So they start counting to the 10 count. Danielson answers it. They start fighting back. At one point, Garcia puts the dragon sleeper back on Bryan to try and choke him out. He reverses it, gets the pin. 1, 2, 3. Garcia. Now it's 1-1. Figured that was coming. Who gets the third fall? They fight. They get brutal. Both get busted open. Not crazy busted open. So if you're mad about the little bit of blood we got, you're being just too ridiculous at this point because it wasn't even that much blood. And they went to a war. I expect it. And in the end, Bryan Danielson ended up tapping out Garcia as you expected. Garcia went out. He was done. After the match, Bryan's just kind of chilling there, just trying to collect himself. Garcia's still trying to grab his, like he's still trying to fight. And Bryan's like, whoa, kind of respects him for it, gets up, starts clapping for him, tells the crowd, hype him up. He reaches out, he extends a hand. At this point, Jericho shows his face, comes and attacks Danielson from behind. Garcia pulls him off of him, says no. Then they get face to face. He puts his finger in Garcia's. He pushes his finger away, and then Jericho leaves. Garcia then leaves. Danielson's like, yo, what's happening here? Great way to end a great match. So there you go. Just 1, 2, 3. Thank you. This show is awesome to start off. Let's get to these comments. Let's see. Mr. Hobbs was a very solid, short to the point promo. Yes. I'm glad they're giving them opportunities. I feel like they're giving a few of these guys more opportunities on the microphone, which is good because they need to get to that point. The crowd was all fine. Yes, the crowd. The crowd was an MVP tonight. Do more shows with crowds like this. Go to where this crowd is and do a show there because they were great. They were great. Let's see. Dan Garcia's 23 years right. One of the best wrestlers on the planet. Yes, I've been a fan of Garcia since I saw him. I think he's boring as far as character work and all that, but that'll come. He's young. As far as his in-ring work, he's phenomenal. He is so phenomenal. I knew he was coming back. Definitely feels too soon, though. Yeah, we'll get to that one. Honestly, Garcia Danielson was great. Yes, that was very good. With a match with Garcia and Danielson, that's how you build a star. This is kind of the same route they went with Real Utah. Just it works though. I ain't mad because both of them are just great wrestlers. So put them in there, let them wrestle a great match, and then that's how it happens. Your wrestlers. Yes, those were very loud chants. Maybe the loudest chants of the night that were like clear. It was "You're a wrestler." So people got behind Garcia, all for it. Like I said, the match did its job. The match was entertaining. Everything about it was good. Loved it. So after that, this is my complaint for the show. What a match. Oh, yeah. So this is my one complaint for tonight. So we got the Punk Mock stuff, fire. We got the Hobbs and promo, good stuff. We got the Garcia Danielson match, brilliant. Then you give me a Swerve in Our Glory. That's the name of Swerve Scott and Keith Lee's tag team. It's a horrible name. It's been there for a minute. I've just never really commented on it. It's a horrible name. And then they have a segment with Private Party, who is ranked number 5 in the tag team division and has never really even sniffed tag team gold. And they have a match on Rampage. Why? Why do they continue? You're introducing new trios titles into your company when you can't even do your tag team champions any kind of justice. This is bullshit. Flat out. That's all I'll say about it. It is bullshit. If you're going to tell me that Lee and Scott are being treated great over there, you need to put them on your main show, your staple show, and give them something that's got some meat on the bone and not just taking on Tony Nese and Josh Woods and then Private Party, who's literally just been a stepping stone for tag teams the entire existence of AEW. It's bullshit. That's all I'll say. Moving on from that. The promo segment, it wasn't even worth the time, but whatever. I'm mad for Swerve and Lee. That's why I'm so that's why I'm not being happy-go-lucky, positive, Jimmy, like I usually am. It's bullshit. That's what it is. They gotta jumpstart the tag teams better than what they are, especially the tag team. Yes, it has happened with literally every single tag team since FTR dropped those belts. It's ridiculous. It is. The Lucha Brothers should have had a great run. They dethroned the Young Bucks, and it went. And then the Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy's reign was. They literally had 1-2 good matches that were like highlighted, and now you're doing the same thing to Swerve in Our Glory. No, I'm not with it. Fix your tag team division. Put the dang trios thing on hold until you fix it, man. Come on. You got so much talent in that tag team division, and you just don't do anything with it. Not to mention FTR has been the number 1 ranked team for like 7 months now. So and they got to match it all out, and it's bullshit too. Agreed, Jimmy. Yes. So from there, we see Tony Nese coming out, and I thought, man, this is very strange. They have Tony Nese at the top of the hour in a match. I wonder what could be happening here. But then that didn't last long because John Moxley came, took him out, went to the ring, called CM Punk out. They're fired. Thank you. You just told me that these dudes hate each other because we did the first segment and it wasn't enough. Let's go ahead and bring this shit back out and fight some more. I'm with it. You're selling me. I was already sold on it, but you're selling the people who may not be completely sold on it. You're showing that there's fire. These guys really want to get their hands on each other's necks. Good job. I really appreciate it tonight. So Punk finally comes out, but then security stops. The Blackpool Combat Club comes out and holds Mox back, and then they separate them. They never really get to touch each other this time. Claudio just picking Mox up and swinging him around like he's a baby. Good stuff. After that, go to the backstage. Jericho Appreciation Society. It's just Jericho and 2.0 rules. And they're talking about Garcia. He says, you've messed up, but I'm going to give you another chance. Next week, a face-to-face. You're going to tell me whose side you're on, and you better pick the right side. And then Ricky Steamboat comes up because he was a guest ring announcer or he was part of the 2 out of 3 falls. I can't remember what part he was, but so he comes up and he says, I've been watching Garcia. He's better off with Bryan Danielson. Jericho gets in his face. I've never liked you. And then Angelo Parker grabs Ricky Steamboat, says, listen here. And then Ricky Steamboat chops him. And then that was it. He goes, come on. They gave Steamboat a little bit of a moment. That's cool. I'm all for it. It's good stuff. 2.0 rules. They're awesome in these kind of segments. It works 100%. So that's your first hour. I'm like, yo, this is freaking awesome. Yeah, the second one was because they didn't get anything on, but yeah, Garcia versus Jericho incoming, possibly all out. Let's just hope that Jericho doesn't do what Jericho does and just win for whatever reason, because that's what he's done a few times. It's like, don't do that anymore. Put Garcia over if that's going to be the case. Next up, we got the Ass Boys, and they're coming out to take on the Varsity Blondes, and they got the daddy with them. So match starts, and the Ass Boys destroy the Varsity Blondes. It ain't even a contest. It's over in less than a minute. They squash these boys. Billy Gunn comes in and says, I'm proud of you. Of all the things I've done in my career, I'm proud of you. I've been hard on you, but this moment, I am proud of you. Stokely starts walking out. Billy Gunn turns around and says, what the heck's going on? The Ass Boys beat up their daddy. Stokely done got people turning on their daddy. And then when they're stomping him down, the Acclaimed has arrived. They come running down. Stokely runs down the side of the entrance ramp. He's like, I don't want a part of this. He leaves. And then the Ass Boys leave. And then Acclaimed, they celebrate with Billy Gunn. They say, Scissor me, daddy. So we got that back. For all the people who have been missing the Scissor me, daddy, it is back. As David here says, Scissor me, daddy is back. So good shit. I love it. Love Ricky Steamboat. Yes, if you don't like Ricky Steamboat, I'm sure there's something wrong. Anybody out there, if you don't like Ricky Steamboat, let me know so I can avoid you at all costs. Love the Ass Boys. Very nice. Hey, Jim, it's the Tide. Give me good news for wrestling. NXT Heatwave. Give me heartburn. I'm going to give you this good news right now, Timmy. Raw was off the charts. NXT was, from what I did see, I watched, I think, half of it. Really good stuff. Dynamite's night. Fantastic stuff. So that's 1, 2, 3 nights of just bang up wrestling. I loved it. Ass Boys turned on a Dom right before. Yeah. Well, I mean, one is a story being dragged out, and another one is just like, let's just jump the gun. Pun intended right there. So after that, and now this is where I kind of noticed the trend. I always talk about like this part of the show where it's like, come on, fix this. Every single week they do the hour, and then they start the second hour, and it's segment heavy, short match, segment heavy. And that's exactly what they did here. We got segment with the Jericho, with the Punk and Mox part 2, the Jericho Appreciation Society, the Ass Boys, short match, and now here we are with more segments. Death Triangle talking about their match with the United Empire. Pac focuses on Will Ospreay. That's a match we want to see. Hopefully we get to see it soon. It's going to be fantastic. I can't wait to see Death Triangle versus United Empire. I think it's going to be awesome. I think that's next week on Dynamite. Sign me up. Every show. Yeah, every show was great. So after that segment, we get another segment. Jungle Boy comes out. I'm not mad at this segment because, again, this is my favorite part. Well, now it's my second favorite part because Punk's back. But Jungle Boy comes out. He's cutting another promo. He's getting him a little bit more comfortable. He needs some more pizzazz with what he's doing. He needs to show some fire if he's mad, but I'll accept it because this time last year, as Christian ends up pointing out, that man was scared to death of the microphone. Now he seems comfortable with it. I'm all for it. And he basically says, I've tried to hit him with a chair, tried to hit him with a fist, tried to hit him with a car, and he ain't doing nothing. I'm challenging to all out. Christian comes out, says, no. Comes down to the ring and says, let's patch this up because I am proud of you. Look at the man you've become. He tries to hug him. He says, you're like a son to me. Jungle Boy goes in for the hug, but then takes him down and starts beating him up. They brawl back and forth. Christian hits a low blow, but he tries to throw him in the steps. Jungle Boy reverses it, throws Christian in the steps, pins his arm in it, stomps his arm. Then he starts slamming his head. Then the security comes, breaks stuff. Great stuff. Good stuff overall. The Jungle Boy Christian stuff continues to impress. Luchasaurus is suspended because he headbutt old Pat Buck last week. So I'm sure he'll be back at All Out when these two face. And he comes in, destroys Jungle Boy to help Christian. That's what I'm saying is going to happen. I've been saying it since the day one, and that's what we're going to see. That's what I'm talking about. Very excited for this segment, though. It was very, very, very good. Pac saying, Will Ospreay, goosebumps, yes. And Pac did a great promo. I've never looked at him as like a promo guy, but that was a good promo. I was very sold on everything he was saying. Ospreay teasing a new member of Aussie Open, too. That'll be interesting. So, Jungle Jack Perry going ape Sean Christian. We're looking forward to that matchup. Absolutely. Working with Christian is doing wonders for Jungle Boy. And I can't wait to see what happens once he moves past Christian and on to the next level. We need more Ospreay. I don't know about that, but I do like Will Ospreay. I think he's funny, and he's obviously evolved into a really good wrestler instead of just the flippy-doo nonsense he was doing before. Yeah, it was good wrestling. I lost. Santos Zoe didn't win. No time change. Tyler showed up, though. Courtney, I'm a bit more right now. I need to make a way to. AEW was fantastic, Tidy. There's your cool AEW news. Santos losing, that's not a big deal. He's going on to bigger and better things. Thank you. I've been waiting for him to come to the main roster. Been long overdue for far too long. Will is a busy boy. Finals of the G1. Yup. So after that segment, we go to the back, and guess what, peoples? It's another freaking segment. It's FTR and Wardlow, and I guess I missed a segment because Sanjay Dutt and Jay Lethal, they had one earlier, and I guess they challenged Wardlow and FTR to a three-man versus three-man at All Out. So that's what FTR is doing at All Out. Tony Khan, you should be ashamed of yourself if that's what you're really doing, because that's almost as much bullshit as the tag title division. But I'll stop there. They just cut a promo. Dax let it be known, like, hey, you at one point were the best wrestler in the world, Jay Lethal, but right now in my heart, I know that Dax the Axe is the best wrestler in the world. And you know what? I'm not even going to disagree with him. This has been a big argument I've had for the past 2 days, but I have no argument. If for anyone who thinks Dax is the best wrestler right now, I'll allow it. He is that damn good. His promos, fire. I love everything about Dax right now. He's one of the hottest people in wrestling right now. And yeah, so I'm not going to disagree with him at all. So he saved that segment because Cash Wheeler wasn't really doing anything for me. Wardlow didn't do anything for me here. He almost looks uninterested in this, which he should be, because he should be doing better things than this right now too. But we will wait to see what happens with it. Wardlow going to look quite strong after powerbombing that. I mean, if he powerbombs that dude, because that's a big dude. When he tried to do it last week, man, he put his head down and the dude's butt was like up here in his chest still. So that would be insanely impressive if he does that. I imagine he'll probably do it off the top rope or something like that, because I can't see him muscling him up. That's a big man. Lance Archer calling out Wardlow. I would be excited for this. Come on, pop up. I would be excited for this because I love Lance Archer, except we already saw it during the MJF feud, and he kind of just bitched Lance Archer out. If I remember correctly, pretty sure he did. Before he ended up getting his hands on Will Morrissey. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I am. I'm pretty sure he bitched out Lance Archer already. And then Dax looking to add to the top 5 resume for 22 next week against Lethal. Oh, yeah. So that Jay Lethal versus Dax Harwood's next week. That match is going to be, I can't give it enough kisses. I can't give it enough flowers. It's going to be really, 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 really. I'll continue there for a long time. Good. It's going to be fantastic. Can't wait. Also, next week, they're not even waiting for All Out. I imagine there will be some kind of non-sensory added to this. Something's going to happen, but they're doing the Punk Mox match next week on free TV. If it's the whole thing, I think they're really, really stupid. I can't imagine this match doesn't end in nonsense, though, and we get something extra at All Out. I can't. The Hangman Page call out at the beginning of the show couldn't have been on accident. Like, there had to be a reason for it. And I think that's what's going to play into this some way, somehow. Anyway, I don't care. Next week is already looking fantastic. Punk and Mox, title for the interim title, world title, combination, combining the 2 titles. And then unification. There's the word. I lost it for a second. And then Dax and Lethal. Yeah, I'm already there. I'm already waiting on the couch with TBS on, ready to watch that show. Ever since Timmy Morrissey, where do you think he will show up next? I think he will definitely be going back to WWE now that Papa H is talent relations and head of creative, because Papa H did him very, very good in NXT. So, yeah, I don't see any reason why he wouldn't go back at this point. Tony got something cooking if he's doing the Punk Mox next week. What the fuck is it, though? MJF shows up after. Boy, I didn't even think about the MJF thing until you just said it, but oh my God. How crazy would that be if MJF comes back and ruins their unification title match? That's MJF right there. You hit the nail on the head. If it doesn't happen, I'm coming after you, David, because that sounds like a fantastic idea. Sign me up. Yeah, Morrissey was a Paul guy. I definitely see him coming back. He'll probably be a Rumble guy. I can see him showing up at the Rumble. One of the surprises at the Rumble. That'd be that way. It's like a nice like shock surprise, and he'll get a bigger pop for that instead of just showing up, because nobody's going to care too much. Not to shit on him or anything. I just don't think he's going to get that kind of pop unless it's a surprise like at the Rumble. That's a perfect place to put him. Yes, Morrissey is the winner. That's John Morrison. I don't think we're going to see John Morrison back. We're talking about what was his name? Big Cass. Big Cass is Morrissey now. Tidy. Yeah, that dog collar match. brutal. Man, I got goosebumps now thinking about MJF coming back and just fucking over Tony Khan's big unification match. That's what I want to see. I know you're not talking about who I'm talking about, but I want him back too. I want MJF back right now, next week. Screw that match. That's what I'm talking about. Make it happen, Captain. So after that, we go to the women's match of the night. I hate that that's a thing, but it is a thing. We get Kylan. I screwed up. I want to get this right because Kylan King versus Tony Storm. Yo, Kylan King is legit. This girl is legit. This is like one of the best women's matches they've had on Dynamite in forever. And I didn't even know who this girl was. So if anybody knows who she was and where I can see more, let me know because she was legit. She was whooping Tony Storm's butt, and she was very impressive. Like I want to see more of Kylan King because she was awesome. Damn it. Morrison's wife would likely kill John if he went back. But I don't know, man. Maybe she's just more mad at Vince and things would be different. Yeah, she had a very nice, I wouldn't even say it's a nice little, it was a very nice showing. She looked like someone who would be a force to reckon with. Tony Storm obviously wins this match. Thunder Rosa was watching the back. She was happy at first, but then once Thunder Rosa won, she kind of looked like she wasn't very happy about it. So I see Thunder Rosa doing a little turn and going heel or whatever like that. She better lose the title to Tony Storm though. Straight up. Get the belt off Thunder Rosa because it's been a very, very not good experience with her there. Kylan King's back. When was she there before? Have I just not seen her, or is she just on Dark and Elevation? Because I ain't watching that. Let me know though, because I'm very curious. I was very impressed with her. I don't even know if she's on their roster, but if she is, she's literally like one of their top 5 wrestlers, and I can say that after watching one match because literally everything she did was just great. I loved her. So she wrestles a bit in NWA. So she'll be in AEW sooner or later then. Okay, that's good to know. That's a signing they need to make right there. That's a signing that will help them because she's good. After that, another segment. Best Friends and the Trustbusters going back and forth for a promo. Their trios match because they're in the tournament as well. They don't stand a chance, but they're in the tournament and they have their match on Rampage. Very funny stuff at the end. The Best Friends like on 3 trios titles 1, 2, 3, and they're like Friday Night Rampage trio tournament. You have to be. It's one of those ones you have to see it to know what I'm talking about. It was very funny. I liked it. This is where the Orange Cassidy stuff actually works for me. I like this segment. She's a freelance currently, so she could end up anywhere then. I meant she'll be back in AEW. If Tony is not trying to snatch her up after what she did tonight, he'd be crazy, man. He'd be absolutely crazy. Orange saying everything just slightly slower than the rest of it. Yeah, it's good. It works. And the fact that he doesn't like try and keep up with him, he literally just chimes in every once in a while, adds a little bit to it. Orange. Laugh. Yeah, Orange Cassidy's good. Dark results on the bottom of the screen. Nice touch, little things. Yeah, some of the names I don't even know who they are. So it's like, honestly, I wish it would just treat it like developmental and get rid of the record keeping because I don't care if they go 20-0 on Dark and then they show up on Dynamite and they lose. As far as I'm concerned, they're 0-1. Treat it like the developmental that he kind of said it was before. We don't have a developmental performance center. Yeah, you do your stuff on Dark and Elevation. That's how it should be treated, in my opinion. That's what needs sports ticker field. Yeah, I get that. I don't think people care about the results on those shows, and I don't think they ever will. And honestly, they shouldn't because they don't put anything on those shows that makes you go like, I can't miss these. If they don't show me that they care about it, I'm not going to care about it. Kind of like, just to throw this in there, just so I'm not being biased here, how NXT did with the NXT UK title. You clearly just showed me you don't care about your NXT UK show when you did that nonsense on NXT. So why would I care about watching NXT UK other than you got really good wrestling on there? As far as everything else, you just don't care. But that's for another day. Now it's time for the main event. We get Andrade, Rush, and Dragon Lee taking on the Young Bucks and their mystery partner. Who is it going to be? Nobody knows, except for the fact that everybody knows. It's Kenny, by God, Omega. And that's who it was. He got himself a nice little entrance. Justin Roberts, he was given a list to read off all the accomplishments of the best bout machine. Kenny Omega, and yeah, that was very, very, very stupid. And some people are like, it's not that big of a deal, and I'm like, yo, it is a big deal because it's like literally, if you don't care, why should I? I watch it through Twitter and I know everything that happened. Man. So Kenny Omega comes down. He's wearing a compression shirt. Kind of makes me think he's probably not ready to return. So I don't know if they rushed him or if that's just part of him trying to sell all the surgeries he's had. I don't know. We'll wait and see. I'll say this: I got one V trigger tonight, and I loved it because it looked vicious and it wasn't watered down by him doing 20 more. I like that he teased the top over the top rope move, but they stopped it both times. He's playing to the injured leg. So maybe the compression shirt is because he was playing to the knee thing too. It was good. It was a great introduction. And I don't want people to crucify me for this, but I will say it seemed a little flat on a grand scale. It's like, this is how you're bringing back one of your big time pioneer prime time players. It seemed a little flat to me. Again, the introduction was great. I loved it. They had energy behind it. The crowd was, for a hype crowd, because this crowd was very hype, they didn't seem overly hyped for Omega. It was just like, yeah, we're excited he's back. But then it wasn't like, I'm thinking of return pops and they're like deafening. This wasn't deafening. It was just like constant and kind of loud. I'm not downplaying the love he got, because he did get love. It just didn't seem like a big deal to me. And maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. But I mean, she's saying she thinks it was rushed, so maybe I'm not alone here. The crowd was for it, but it wasn't a definite. It wasn't a return pop. I'm thinking return pops. I'm thinking like, yo, that's loud. This wasn't like loud. It was like, yo, we're excited he's back. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking. I don't know. But again, they popped for him. Just not the kind of pop I was expecting, I guess. My expectations ruined it. There, I'll say that. I'll stop. My expectations ruined it. Kenny selling the knees and other parts, in-ring storytelling is fine. Yes. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and say the compression shirt probably is just more storytelling stuff. He's just adding stuff to it. So good on him for that. I don't need to go over this match because it's a Young Bucks match. So I'm just going to shit all over it if I do. Again, I did like Kenny Omega in this match. There was the storytelling. He was slowed up a bit, which he should be. There was rust there, which there should be. I like that he got the one-winged angel in the pin here. Give him his flowers. He returned. Give him his flowers. That's the right call to make. I don't think anybody saw the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega losing tonight. A lot of the stuff though, I just don't care because I don't like Roosh, Dragon Lee, Andrade matches. It's just a lot of, and the same thing with Penta and the Young Bucks. It's just too much of flashy, and not enough like substance, I guess. If you like these matches, you'll love it. Straight up, they're just not for me. That's all I'm gonna say. The suicide dive though that Dragon Lee hit Kenny Omega with, that went over the guardrail into the first row of the crowd. That was nuts. That was absolutely nuts. I was like, yo, I feel bad for them people in the front row. It was cool. Air Dragon Lee, yeah, that was crazy. He flew through that thing. Kenny showing respect to Dragon Lee at the end, very classy. Yes, he was. And then afterwards, as Kenny Omega and Young Bucks are leaving, Andrade, they help Dragon Lee up, and then Andrade turns on him and tease him. The Young Bucks act like they're about to go save him, but then the TV cut off. Not really sure what's going on there. But yeah, so something will happen there. It looked like they're about to take. No, it did. His Dragon Lee's mask came off. Imagine that. Another luchador's mask came off. That's just got to stop on AEW 100%. I wonder if Jimmy does chores when the Young Bucks are on. I usually set up the stream. I'll listen to it, and I'll pay attention as much as I can. But man, they get me. I just can't. I can't. There's been a few matches I appreciate, but not that much. The turn on Dragon Lee at the end, that's Rush's brother. Yeah, so why? Like, because he lost? And then leave his mask alone, man. Why are you taking his mask off? That just seems silly. But anyway, I know I crapped on a few things tonight, but the FTR Wardlow thing I'm crapping on just because they just both deserve better. And the Swerve and your glory, they deserve better. That's literally the only reason I'm crapping on it. Other than that, like the show, like I said, was fantastic. The women's match, it wasn't a sloppy mess like they tend to be when they don't involve like certain talent. This one didn't involve like your Brit, Thunder, and Hater, who have been like your go tos for solid matchups, and it was great. Give me more Kylan King. She was great. The Punk stuff, Mock stuff, fantastic. Jungle Boy, Christian, fantastic. Garcia, Jericho, Brian, fantastic. Everything. So watch the show. Honestly, just watch the show. I gave you the recap, but you know what's going to happen. But still, watch the show. Tony does need to take the belt, and if she doesn't take the belt, I think they should just go ahead and strip Thunder Rosa of the belt and throw it in the trash and just not have women's division, because Thunder Rosa shouldn't have the freaking belt. She's not good. She could go in the ring, but man, is she boring. Give the belt to Toni Storm for the love of everything. Give it to Toni Storm, please. Please give it to Toni Storm. And if not, give it to Jamie Hayter. Just get it off Thunder Rosa. Give it to Kylan King. Say it right there. I'm on the hype train right now. Kylan King for AEW Women's Champion right there. And with that, I will say that's a show. It was great. What we got coming up this weekend? Me, myself, and my main man, Tidy here. We got a show on the Drip King of Wrestling YouTube channel you're going to want to check out. Positively Awesome Wrestling. Come check it out, because it's just going to be positively awesome. That's why it's called Positively Awesome Wrestling. Wrestle Buddy, they're going to have some the podcast coming out. We got a WrestleMania 39 prediction show coming up. We're going to try and predict the cards. That'll be fun. If you haven't checked out Buddy Wars, go check it out now. I mopped the floor with my little buddy Zane. It wasn't even a contest, so go check that out as I rebooked the Invasion angle far better than anybody in WWE did. And then go ahead to the Wrestle Buddy Twitter page and make sure you vote for Jimmy over Zane. I've seen some people voting for Zane. I feel like it's out of pity, or they just hate me. I don't know. He shouldn't be getting any votes, though. It wasn't even close. It wasn't a contest. Go vote for me after you watch my Invasion rebooking. Let me know what you thought about it as well. And with that, again, stay tuned for stuff. We got a lot of stuff coming out. Just stay tuned. We got some stuff. And then, like I said, on the Drip King of Wrestling YouTube channel, myself and Tidy, Positively Awesome Wrestling. Check it out Sunday. So with that, I will say goodbye. Thank you all for joining me. Much love and goodbye. Once I find the outro, right there it is.